Who won the trade between the Lakers and the Mavericks? I think that you could really I think you really could argue it either way. The Lakers got a lot better because now the Lakers have a future again. The Lakers are going to be good for the next 10 years as long as they keep Luka, they can put the right pieces around them, and they're not as much of in a win now situation. This takes a little pressure off the organization, gives LeBron a little extra time, and now they have a ball handler back at point guard. So for the Lakers' sake, the Lakers got better because now the Lakers aren't a 2-year team, they're a 10-year team. I could argue that the Dallas Mavericks won the trade because the Mavericks now have 3 championship players all on the same team. They have a shot blocking rim protector in Daniel Gafford. Quentin Grimes is a knockdown 3-point shooter. And then they have Kyrie, Clay, and Anthony Davis. The Dallas Mavericks are in a great spot to win now. In terms of the next 3 years, the Mavericks are going to be a contender and they'll probably win a championship within one of the next 3 years. If the Lakers had traded for Daniel Gafford, everybody would be saying that the Lakers were favorites to win the title and that the chip was going to be theirs for sure. That's exactly what the Dallas Mavericks are now. Daniel Gafford and Anthony Davis, nobody's going to be able to score at the rim. Then they have Clay and Quentin Grimes, 2 knockdown 3-point shooters, and Kyrie, who's the top 2 point guard of all time. With that being said, the Mavericks are built to win a championship because now they have a bench behind those guys too. The only way to beat the Boston Celtics was for the Mavericks to go with depth. The Mavericks now have depth at every position on their team, solid guys, and instead of going with 2 superstars, they now have 5 really, really good players who are going to get to excel in their role. Anthony Davis is now going to be able to stay as an offensive threat, focus less on defense, and he's not going to have to play that big man role that he doesn't want to play. The Boston Celtics have become the premier face of the NBA, and teams are now building to beat them. We're getting away from three-headed monsters or two teammates teaming up and taking over the league. And what we're seeing now is that NBA teams have decided that they need to put together a full team with a bench in order to compete with the Celtics and win a title. That's what you're seeing the Dallas Mavericks do. Kentucky's home loss against Arkansas was one of the worst losses that I can remember within a 20-year Kentucky history. It was one of the most anticipated games in Lexington history. I have heard a ton of people say that Rupp Arena was one of the best environments that they have ever seen, and we squandered the game. John Calipari got to come back into Lexington and beat us and smile the whole game, and the best players for Arkansas were the guys who came from our team. Long story short, this loss hurts. This is an embarrassing loss, and this one's going to stick around for a long time. This is a bad smudge, and the first bad smudge on Mark Pope's resume. Kentucky fans, I hate the fact that we booed John Calipari, but as the game went on, you just kind of had a soft spot in your heart for Cal. We treated him terribly as he came in the game, and then his guys came in there and they fought and they competed, and they had the will to win. They played harder than we played the entire game. So, yeah, I feel bad for Kentucky because that's my team, but I feel good for Coach Cal because he handled business. Kentucky fans, we need to stay humble. That was our coach. We should have graciously welcomed him back into Rupp Arena, and because we didn't, karma bit us in the ass.